Good afternoon and welcome back. So last night, I saw the Minnesota beat Chicago 27-24, I think it was, after being down 17-6. So I was thinking that's two games in week one that somebody had a 10-point lead or more and blew it. Baltimore, I think, was up 15 points Sunday night and lost. Something a little smudgy here. It's weird. So Minnesota beats out Chicago to close out week one, and I already have week two schedule set up on my paper here. So yeah. Now yesterday was also game 4 of the 1972 Summit Series. Yeah, we're doing that, still doing that look back. So, anyways, start off with 2 Canada penalties and 2 Soviet Union goals. Bill Goldsworthy took both penalties, and the Soviet Union went up 2-0 on those power play goals. Canada then makes it 2-1, and I thought they tied it at 2. It ended up being disallowed, causing the Canadian bench to go nuts and the crowd to lose their minds. Soviet Union went up 4-1 on their way to a 5-3 win. And as the Canadian players were leaving the ice after the game to their dressing rooms in Vancouver, Phil Esposito stopped to chat with Johnny Esau of CTV. I think it was CTV. Yeah, that's fine. He made it. He made a pretty darn good speech. It might have been a rant too, but either way, you heard that. And Philip Esposito recalled afterwards. That's when he realized it's not just a game; it's a war. It was their society versus our society. Yeah, so a clip of the rant or speech should be on YouTube somewhere. And I'll go on a 2-week break. Game 5 in Moscow is on the 22nd. Yep. And they play Canada plays a couple exhibition games in Sweden beforehand. So that's our itinerary for the next couple weeks. So we're going back to Moscow with the Soviet Union winning 2 games, Canada winning 1 game, and 1 game tied. Cool. Anywho, let's do yesterday's clue, shall we? Negative energy for 200. These flyers are giving me lots of it. Negative energy for 200. Yesterday's answer, I hate myself for loving you, was a hit for this rocker and her Blackhearts. Question, who is Joan Jett? That was a pretty simple one for all those who've been around. Negative energy for 600. Today's answer, with this group, Steve Perry sang, the party's over, I have gone away. I think that group was Journey. Yeah, I don't think it's dangerous, but so yeah. So that store over there's got quite a fair bit of U-Haul trucks. And unfortunately, the graphics on the side of those trucks I've seen. And I've seen the reappearance of the Reno trailer. I mentioned I got 17 cited already. Yeah, no soccer qualifications, but Tunisia was actually yesterday and not Friday. So fair bit in Africa is done. I think it's a fair bit in for Europe is done. I'm not sure if the North American CONCACAF. That's North America. I'm not sure if North America's playing tonight. I think South America's finishing their schedule today. Yeah, all the top 6 who qualified are exactly that, the top 6 who had to qualify. 7th spot is has to play an interconference playoff game to try to qualify. Yeah, that's still up in the air though, so. Anyways. Yeah, I think this is the last of this window. Tell you, I think tomorrow and maybe Thursday, I don't know. But we'll see about that. Next round, I think, is in early to mid-October. So stay tuned for more on that. And probably the yummiest breakfast will end up being lunch, but got eggs and bacon and red onions mixed in and sourdough bread. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think she really needs to change what she cooks and how she cooks. It's just she also has to feed her husband too, so once in a while I will get something. Once in a while. I know it's not often, but yeah, which is fine, because I'm not going to get everything every day. Sometimes she doesn't have time to make lunch, which is fine, because usually I'm working through lunch, so which means I can't grab anything, which is helpful. But yeah. So on this Tuesday, I think that's about it. So in the meantime and in between time, stay tuned for more.